Today, I'm defending the honor of some of my favorite reads. It's gonna be a shit show. Let's do this. Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is gonna be me reacting to 1-star rating on books that I absolutely loved. I think this is gonna be fun. I'm going to also do the opposite version, rating 5-star reviews of books that I hated. So I have a pile of books on the floor of books that I absolutely loved, and I'm gonna go through Goodreads and try to find bad reviews. I feel like I'm gonna probably be like saying a lot like fair enough because I'm not someone that takes offense about people hating the books that I love. I feel like there's a lot of people like that on the internet, but maybe I will be offended, which could be fun. One that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get some fun 1-star ratings or bad rating on this book series is the Wayward Pines series by Blake Crouch. It was the second actually book, or in this case it's 3 books, but the first book was the second book that I've read by him, and I feel like I've had a hit and miss relationship with his books from then on. Actually, this book and the other one I'll talk in a second were books that I really did enjoy, and then I read some books that I didn't like, and then I actually read a book that's coming out. I'm not sure if it's out yet when I'm posting this video, probably not. It's Recursion. And I feel like the first half, for example, was okay, and then it got super good. And I feel like overall his books are books that you just can't put down if you enjoy them. The writing basically feels very much like a movie, and I feel like this actually ended up becoming a TV show, so it's a thing, really. Basically, long story short, the main character, I can't remember, is a Secret Service agent, and he is sent to this small village, Wayward Pine, and he's investigating 2 of his colleagues. Basically, they're missing, and he's trying to figure out what happened to them, and you get like small town vibes, kind of weird things. Nobody's actually answering his questions, what's going on, and I loved it. It's gonna be a thriller, sci-fi, and the twist at the end, which I will not spoil, was very twisty. I didn't expect it, absolutely loved it, which is why I ended up binge reading the whole thing. And if you like the twist here, you will enjoy the rest of the series. So yeah, absolutely loved it, but I completely understand why some people would hate it. But I haven't read any bad reviews yet. We're gonna change that. I'm kind of excited / a little nervous, but I feel like I'm probably gonna understand, because I did feel like there are some weaknesses in his writing, but still, it was just so good story-wise, idea-wise, that I don't know, a little nervous. Okay, so I'm gonna try and find reviews that are not super long and that don't have any spoilers, because I obviously want to be able to review them. I might just say that there's a spoiler and if I agree or not with it, but let's do this. The first thing that started to annoy me was something that got me from page 1. It was the writing. Again, in my opinion, I completely agree. His writing is not his forte. It's more his like ideas and his twist and everything. But I feel like the writing style, because she's saying it's very fragmented, in my opinion, it works in a sense that it makes you feel very stressed while you're reading it and you can't put it down. Obviously, if it annoys you, it's not going to work that way. But for me, it just works that way, right? Many people describe the writing as atmospheric, but if I'm honest with you, I only found it exasperating and headache-inducing. Okay. I can endure writing like this if it was not used as excessively as Crouch used it. As usual, when I find the writing awful, I cannot connect with the book, and this leads to boredom. I'm just gonna say, obviously, in any of these reviews, I will not bash the person. It's absolutely not personal, but boredom is not how I would describe his books. They're very stressful in the best kind of way, but again, fair enough. Really, I lost interest in the book soon after starting it. The writing ruined it all. But again, I don't think that was enough for a 1-star rating. So well, what was the thing that made me so angry? That's where it's supposed to get good. Plot holes and the unrealistic big reveal. Boo. Now don't go tell me this is just fiction, because that's bullshit. If this is a sci-fi thriller, things have to actually make sense. You cannot do stupid things without logic and then say impossible to pronounce names of chemical compound and magic. God said, let there be science. No, you just cannot. I can be forgiving for some of these things, but when they're so trivial, I cannot and will not let them pass. So there's a spoiler. I'm not gonna... Okay. So reading a spoiler, her issue is that the twist is not realistic and everything, but I kind of feel... I don't think it necessarily needs to be. And I pretty much just disagree, but whatevs. She also couldn't connect with the characters, which Again, character development is not his forte, but again, I don't really usually have an issue. I feel like it's gonna be like that for so many things, but yeah. I hated this. We're off to a good start. Ethan was not at all likable. I agree, but also I don't think he's supposed to be likable. He's a very questionable morally character, but I don't know. He spends 90% of the book blundering around yelling at people. Okay. I was too confused to enjoy anything. I listened to the audiobook and kept saying out loud, get to the fucking point. Sentences and paragraphs just carried on and on and on. Too much description. I was beyond bored. To be honest, obviously, in any of those reviews, people are allowed to think differently. I'm gonna have a strong opinions just to make this entertaining. That's how it works, right? It's funny because some of the other reviews I was like looking at, but they're just so long I didn't really want to include them in here, were saying how the writing is very fragmented. So to say people are saying that some of the sentences are carrying on and on and on is just funny to see how people completely disagree even when they don't like it. Stupid, just plain stupid in every sense of that word. Okay. I could only force myself to read a third of the book before stopping. But in those 100 pages, the plot holes are already piling up. I feel like it's a short book, and if you want to figure out if you're going to like it or not, you have to read till the end because of the plot twist. But again, you don't have to force yourself, but I'm just saying. Okay, so basically a lot of his issues are things that are explained at the end. So I can't really, like, I understand being like, just use your phone, just do this, just do that. And again, it's going to be hard to critique a review of someone that doesn't know what's going to happen. So I feel like I'm probably just going to move on because, again, I do want to mention, though, at the end, recommend for people who are entertained by aluminum foil and or bubble wrap. That is me. That is me. Yes, yes, I shall sing the X-Files song while wearing my aluminum hat to protect myself. Let's keep going that way, it just works. Wow, just wow. This book was so amazingly bad, it's almost fascinating. It started off mildly okay and then got more and more ridiculous as it went on. It didn't know what it wanted to be, a thriller, sci-fi, cautionary tale, military police adventure. It seemed like the tortured scenes were thrown in there just to make things gruesome, and the endless chase scenes were dreary. I would have given it 2 stars if not for the last 50 page or so, which I'm not gonna mention too much of that. I guess the twist in the first 50 page or so. You are a genius. I didn't. Well, at least not in the 51st pages. You start guessing much further than that, but okay. I'm guessing the author does not have any scientific training past high school biology. I'm willing to suspend my disbelief, but this was just totally ridiculous. I guess I like ridiculous books. I do not understand the high rating this book has. Perhaps the people giving these ratings are not familiar with actual decently written science fiction. Da, 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 da. Thank goodness I got it as part of Kindle Unlimited, so it didn't cost me anything except my time and some brain cells, as I felt my IQ slipping during the last 30 pages. Shit, fam. Got bad news for you. People that thought I was intelligent, you're wrong. I feel like it's gonna be hard to find like better than that. Like that's pretty much what people are complaining about. I agree with it, or they didn't finish it, so they can't know if they also deserve to wear this hat or not, or just insult us, which again, it's fine. I don't take it personally, but see, it's people not finishing the book. You can't not finish the book. I cannot take it. You need to read it. I originally gave this book 2 stars, but after thinking about it for a bit, I have no choice but to lower my rating to 1 star. The reason: the book sucked. Fair enough. What I find impossible to believe, even more impossible than the mess that this book, is that it has such high ratings on Goodreads. Go figure, huh? Just gonna say though, it has a 3.94, I think? 90 rating on Goodreads, which is not high. Considering all the poop books that have like 4.5, because I feel like everyone rates every book that they read 5 stars on Goodreads. I don't think this is a high rating, but again, this is a type of book that even when I'm mentioning that it's one of my favorite ones, like thriller sci-fi, it's a combo that I really enjoy. I still mention to people that there is a high chance that they're not going to enjoy it. It's something that you either love or you hate, and the weaknesses that people mention are weaknesses that I always mention myself, so it's not really an issue. I'm going to keep the hat because it's from the same author, and I feel like it deserved a hat because it's also a thriller sci-fi, which is one of my favorite mix. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This one is also very twisty and interesting. I didn't see all the twists coming, which is always something I enjoy. And again, I love the mix of science and thriller. So to not spoil it, the summary would be something like you're following a 40-ish years old, I think, father. He has a wife, a son, and one day he is kidnapped, and when he wakes up, his wife is not his wife, his son doesn't exist, his life is complete mess, and he has no idea what the hell is going on, and he just wants to go back to how things were. And again, you can kind of imagine things that are happening in there, and I loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars, I think, and I do recommend it, again, if that's a genre you are into, and if you are aware that it does read pretty much like a book, like a movie, and that if you enjoy something that, you know, stresses you out. Oh my god, I cannot talk. It must be the hat. They're just going to my head. It's not good enough. They get to me anyway. They're burning my brain cells. So if you don't mind these things, but you enjoy being very stressed while you're reading, I think it's worth a shot. And I feel like there's a bunch of reviews. Let me check how many people actually ended up rating this on Goodreads, because Goodreads, we all know, is the place if you want fair reviews. 161,000 people read it, and the overall rating is 4.10. I had put in my review that this was a cure for a reading slump, and I agree with myself. That says it all. So now let's try to find some 1-star ratings and let the shit show begin. If you picked this up because the science fiction aspect of the premise interests you, don't bother. If you're even halfway decent at solving mysteries, don't bother. Guess I'm shit at it. If you're a feminist, don't bother. What if you're like an aggressive feminist, like I've been told? Should I still do it? I've never read anything so male-centric, so predictable, and without even a lick of science, considering its science fiction premise. Shit, huh? It's only getting 1 star because I do believe this writer has a good way with words. I mean, you can't give lower than 1 star. So there's that. But okay. He has a good way with words when he bothers writing full paragraphs rather than easy to skim one-liner. He does do it often, just, again, fair enough. I did mention that it's something that he does to, like, kind of makes the book be more stressful. I considered putting this book down several times, mostly due to feeling like I already knew what was happening and the outcome incredibly early on. I saw some of the twists coming, but not all of them. But again, everyone is different. I was never once surprised. Seriously? Shit, I need a new hat for real. You know what? That's not true. While I was never surprised by the mystery, I was shocked at the use of the woman in refrigerator trope? You know, when a woman is horribly killed just for the sake of the male character development. Again, I agree with that part. Okay, you're good. That was already after several questionable incidents, which I'm gonna block because it's a spoiler. And all this for zero science fiction gratification. I do think there was some science fiction in there. Let's agree to disagree. Not once is the science behind the entire plot even attempted at minimal explanation or anything. See, again, I kind of don't mind it. It was fun anyway. No spoiler, blah blah. This book is terrible and you shouldn't waste your time on it. So I don't get it. I mean, I've read the reviews and I'm intellectually capable of following their reasoning, but I genuinely cannot figure out why they like Dark Matter. My main problem with this book is how horribly simplistic it is, and also how drowned in cliche it is. There are some cliches, but let's agree to disagree. If you enjoy being told the main character is smart, only to watch them be a complete idiot for the entire story, then this is a testosterone-driven shit show for you. I like that review. That's good. Shallow and sexist. I don't fully disagree. Recommended if you like characters constantly asking each other what, who, what do you mean, what are you saying, and what are you talking about? I didn't notice that. This is not a book to be read. This is an action movie script to be sold to Hollywood. Blockbuster with Tom Cruise and big money for the author. You know what? Again, I don't fully disagree. It does read like a movie. I've mentioned that a lot. But please, please, please let's not make Tom Cruise play the main character. I can't be the only one that doesn't like him. I can't. Just not him. But yes, it would make a movie. A good movie. For sure. I think most of the reviews are all saying that the writing is too short and that it's kind of sexist, which again, I get it, I get it. So I think we're gonna move on to something else because the reviews are just not doing it for me. It's kind of hard to criticize reviews like these. Like, what do you want me to say? I'm not gonna hate these people. if anything, I'm gonna enjoy the reviews. Okay, let's do one for the humans. I'm gonna keep the hat because it's also sci-fi, so I mean anything that is sci-fi deserves this hat, so we shall do this. Maybe the hat is gonna become a thing. If you don't remember, The Humans by Matt Haig made it to my best of 2018. It's a book basically about an alien coming to Earth to kind of kill the person that found the newest math equation that could change humans' life, but we're not ready for it. So he's kind of sent as a punishment to kill said person and then anyone else that would know. And then he has to pretend to be human and kind of figure out what it is to be human and everything. But the beginning is really funny, in my opinion. I really wanted to read something edgy and different and something I'm not used to. Okay. So when looking for a book, as such, I was encouraged to read The Humans by Matt Haig. Yeah, why not? Either I'm becoming horrendously cynical or I'm the only sane one left who think that these amazing best-selling books are absolutely flaming dog feces. Hey, it's funny. I'm sorry, but the first half alone is so ridiculous, so forced, and the author is trying so hard to be both witty and intelligent that it made me want to claw my eyes out and read Danielle Steele's book in Braille instead. To each your own, I guess. I mean, how am I supposed to respond to this? I disagree. I think it was funny. I was giggling like an idiot in the bus reading it, but okay. Some people say they prefer the audiobook version. I didn't read the audiobooks, I don't know. I'm not willing to risk such a thing because then I would probably have to wash my ears with, okay, it's become very, very dark. Okay, brutal, and apologize for being offensive. Don't apologize, it's okay, I do the same. Because I'm a kidder, but oh my goodness, why do people buy this crap? Because it's good. That's becoming a bit much for me. He's making fun of the jokes. I'm not gonna put them because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but I thought it was funny. Okay, started off well, very funny and witty, and I thought, yay, this book is just gonna be a roller coaster of hilarious observation about the ridiculousness of human beings, and then it got so freaking self-aware and preachy. It's true that it starts funny and becomes more like, what is the meaning of life? But I mentioned that in my reviews, but I was okay. I didn't feel it was preachy though, but read your own. Or dear God, did it get preachy? It was practically one step away from Paulo Coelho novel. I disagree. Let's not get Paulo Coelho in there. Let's just not. So enjoyable first third. Those last 2/3 made me want to stab my eyeballs though, and for that reason, I can't rate higher than 1 star. What about the dog though? Like, it deserves at least 1 more star because of the dog. I think that's just a fact. And again, we'll have to agree to disagree. Different human. Started reading this and quickly put it down. How? How? The first half is so good. It has an unpleasantly haughty fedora guy tone. You know what? I usually am sensitive to the nice guys fedora neck beard kind of feels, and I didn't get it. Like, I can understand why people would think that the first chapter, which I thought was hilarious, felt a bit forced edgy, and I feel like this first part kind of makes it more accessible if you're someone that really likes YA books type of thing. Like, it's like easy humor, but I thought it was still funny, and definitely not nice guys fedora tone, but whatever. The alien is predictably fixated by maths and less amused by stupid humans. Wow, cannot even read. Again, they're getting through my hat. I really need to like make it better than this. This is not working for me. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of the point of the book, right? To make fun of stupid humans and then becoming aware that maybe humans are not that stupid. That's the point. It took me so long as I actually read 4 other books to avoid reading this. It's never a good sign. I can't think of one redeeming feature of this book except to avoid reading anything by Matt Haig again. I don't think that counts as a redeeming feature, but I mean, to each their own, but I absolutely disagree. Oh my god, the review underneath is just no. My review shall now be yes. Just do it. Absolutely not sponsored by Nike, but if they want, they could totally sponsor my hat. I would wear a Nike sign on it. Just saying. This book describes human from a non-human in a 100% logical point of view and calls it humor. Yeah. That again, we're gonna go back to my review of yes. It is the truth. But since I don't find it funny, it is nothing left It is nothing left. It has nothing left for me to enjoy since this is the entire book. Not true. Did you finish the book? Because they completely change the thing like pretty early on, and it becomes about what it is to be humans. I'm feeling a lot more attacked personally than I thought I would. So maybe I need to choose books that I irrationally love and will defend to the death over books that I think that fair enough, comments are, you know, people can disagree with me. So I shall choose more carefully future ones. But I'm starting to take this more personal, and people are like being very offended about the preachiness of the ending, and I just don't feel that, but okay. A lot of comments are saying preachy, and I didn't feel it. Maybe I should reread it for that, but okay. Just the author navel gazing, the human condition as seen from an alien perspective. Perspective. Very boring book. But that's funny. Human stupid. Yes. I'm having way more fun than I thought doing this. I hope y'all don't mind. But I would so do that again. If you enjoy this, give it a thumbs up, let me know in the comment section. Please be offended again, and I shall do it again, because there's no way I can do that many books and not make this video like 40 million years long. I feel like I'm trying to not be a bish doing this, but like, it's kind of what y'all want. I don't even know why I'm saying y'all, because I've never heard anyone anywhere near me say that, but that's what happens with the internet, right? At one point I was starting to see bloody, like, oh, it's bloody stupid. I'm like, what the hell? I need to stop watching British people because it's just getting to my head. Okay, let's find another one because I need to like be offended somehow. Ooh, this one, I'm sure I'm gonna get offended. We're gonna keep, like, I think I'm gonna choose all the like sci-fi books in this video so I can keep wearing this hat, and I'll do like a second version with other books if you enjoy it, obviously, because I still want to make sure it's enjoyable for you, but maybe I'll just film it for myself and watch it for myself. Illuminatis would want that. So, The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. This is one of those books I feel like I will understand some of the complaints, but I shall be offended because I love this book. It's again a mystery / sci-fi. I love the mix, I'm just telling you. It's a very complicated plot to explain, but I kind of need to, because when you start this book, the first 100 pages, if you know nothing, you're like, what the hell am I reading? So, you're following the main character, who is, he wakes up and he kind of has to figure out what the hell's going on. And it's kind of a murder mystery with a twist to it. So the main character has to figure out who murdered Evelyn Hardcastle. She keeps dying every night, and he doesn't know what the hell's going on. And every day he tries to figure it out, and he wakes up in a different body. And he doesn't know who his other bodies are. He has like 8 days to do it, and every body has a different personality, different like qualities and everything, so he kind of has to adapt his research through all of it. And it's complicated, but I've really enjoyed it. I think the only weakness that I can think of is the ending, and it wasn't bad, it's just that it's such a complex topic, it's kind of hard to wrap it up, and I'm still hoping for more in this universe, just saying. Let's see how offended I can get. Let's go filter this to 1-star reviews. I feel like maybe I should include 2 stars. They might be like more complex and like less hateful, but we like the hateful ones. It's just the funny part. So, oh, people DNFing it. I feel like, should I even review the reviews of people DNFing a book? I don't feel like it's fair. You didn't give it a chance, says the girl that DNF books. But seriously, like if you're DNFing it at 20%, you can't review a book. I tend to only do it when I read 50% because I don't think it's fair otherwise. And I decided that. I'm like, I shall be the judge of what is fair in a review. This is what happens when the Illuminatis give you a hat. You're now the queen. There's absolutely no logic in here. I had way too much coffee today. You really cannot tell. So, let's do this. DNF at 75%. She read over 50%. That's why I'm reading the review. I feel I'm the only one on earth who holds this unpopular opinion, but I feel I've aged 10 years over the course of reading this book. It's pretty good. It has so much potential, and I was so excited to read it. I agree. Lots of potential. Very unique. It's achingly slow, and there are millions of characters introduced. I literally had no idea who's who. I agree. It's very overwhelming. There's like kind of a party going on, obviously, throughout the whole like murder mystery. And it has to have multiple characters since the main character will go through 8 different bodies, and there's like possible people helping him. Some people may be like trying to kill him. And then other random people, right? So it has to have multiple characters, and I understand being overwhelmed by it. I was too. There is a cute little diagram, map / thing, whatever, in the beginning of the book, which does help a little bit. You can kind of see where people sleep in the house and everything. But yeah, again, I understand the overwhelmingness of the million characters. I feel you. I read the last chapter. What the hell? You did not, you monster. I read the last chapter and I have no idea what happened and how it got solved, and I really want to know. Dude, you read 75% and the last chapter? How the hell are you supposed to understand the book? How? Disclaimer, I'm not actually offended. It's okay. It's okay. I shall move on because I don't understand. When people are like, oh yeah, always go and like read the last page before starting a book, and I'm like, you're a disgusting human being and shame on you. So many people are DNFing this. What the hell is wrong with all of you? I really didn't enjoy this book. Understandable, since you gave it 1 star. The protagonist gets 8 different perspectives to solve the murder of a woman. They're all men. Women largely appear as quiet caregiver or damsel victim, if at all. There are few and they speak very little for a good chunk of the book. You know what? I'm usually an aggressive feminist, or so I've been told. But I thought it was mostly due to the setting, like older time. That's why women were more like servants and everything. There are other men that are also servants. It's just that they're not necessarily the people that we're following much. But again, okay, I feel you. Towards the end, women are more present, but have none of the nuance. It's a French word. I'm going to say it in French. Nuance. Slight spoilers. You might want to move a little further if you want to know absolutely nothing about the book, but she's mentioning a few different bodies, so if you don't want to know anything beforehand, again, skip ahead. But she says, the protagonist wakes up in the body of a rapist and talks about feeling his desires. He also wakes up in the body of a fat man, and the disgust is far more explicit and vicious for this host. The hatred and repulsion of fat bodies and the derision of disabled bodies because they are not useful is so unnecessary, wrong, and unpleasant, and is framed as the obvious and accepted attitude to have. You know how sometimes I feel like we all have bias and we all have topics that are more sensitive to us / can be seen a bit as projection? I feel like this could be the case. Again, I sound like a bish saying that, but I feel like I'm very sensitive about certain topics, and I might be more so than other people. You might not notice it. And although I did notice how angry the character was at being in this body specifically, was because he couldn't solve the issue because he was stuck in it. And I think that because I was seeing it through that lens, I wasn't as offended, I guess. I understand though how she's seeing it, but I guess I didn't take it as harshly, and I kind of saw the point of view, I guess. The plot drags, particularly towards the end. The twists felt pretty obvious by the time they were revealed. I disagree, but okay. And it was poorly executed mashup of Poirot and Black Mirror in terms of story. You know what? I do agree that actually there is a mix of kind of Black Mirror-ish feels to it, and that's probably why I personally enjoyed it. This is the most egregious piece of shit I ever saw published in such good conditions. Don't get your ideas into my head. What's the use of this gorgeous cover and of the misleading floor plan when the text makes so little sense? The writer, his agent, the editor, and whoever reviewed this piece of crap declared it a unique plot with intriguing mystery, or shamelessly complicated, incredibly clever, and brilliant plotted. Should be shot dead, cut into small pieces, and compacted by a road roller, burned with flamethrower, then given as food to the NYC subway rats. You're never gonna be able to find me. I'm protected. See, I'm ending the review of this review because you did not finish the book. You read 25%. Saved by this. But I love crazy, like, intense reviews. I find them very entertaining. So again, not taking it personally, but I liked it, okay? And I shall end this here because it's hurting my feelings. See, I'm finding myself kind of agreeing with your disagreements, saying things that, for fans of Blake Crouch, and I'm like, yeah, or Black Mirror. I'm like, yeah, those are things that I would agree, but I enjoyed it and you hated it, so who knows. Fucking hell. Words truly can't describe how much I hated this book. I love reviews like this. I wish I had just given up on it. No, otherwise I wouldn't be able to read it. But because I was listening to the audiobook, I knew exactly how many hours I'd put into it and was determined to power through it. The plot is tedious and absurd. Magical realism is not fun. I would not describe this as magical realism. Bish, please. I hate magical realism, so I feel like I take it personally here because I cannot stand that. It's mystery sci-fi, okay? Just stick to that. It's only fun if you just get on with it. Assume the reader will suspend their disbelief and accept the unrealistic plot elements. Don't you always do that for sci-fi though? Like, if I'm saying like a mystery thriller has sci-fi elements, you have to suspend your disbelief. Otherwise, of course you're not gonna enjoy it. I feel like that's what is the case for like Behind Her Eyes or something, which, oh my god, I need to check that one. That's the next one we're doing. That's it. Because everyone, and I mean everyone, hated that twist, and I love the shit out of it. To be fair, I gave it 4 stars. I feel like some elements were bothering me, like the fact that the main female character is a mom or kid mysteriously disappear, aka she just like living somewhere else throughout the whole freaking book and she's definitely an alcoholic. But you know, cool mom drinking wine. So, this is gonna be so bad. I feel like I enjoyed the twist because I was warned. I literally was looking at reviews and people were hating it because of the sci-fi twist elements that were throughout the book. And at this point, we know I like sci-fi in my mystery thrillers. So, let's look this up. I don't know why I'm acting so weird today. I feel like it's the coffee. Like, I haven't had coffee in a while and like I had way too much, way too quick. So, oh, see, there's some really bad reviews from people following me on Goodreads. So if you see yourself here, again, I'm not attacking you. I mean, let's blame it on the hat, okay? Hashtag what the fuck that ending, indeed. I really want to give it 1 star, but that feels a little mean. Girl, go full on. I don't mind being mean. Sometimes being mean feel good, but just about books review. By the way, some people were asking me how I feel about like bashing books knowing that authors might read the reviews, and I'm telling you right now, like I would like to think, I guess, that I am a decent person. I would never want to hurt someone purposely, but in order for me to review a book in a honest / entertaining sometimes way, I have to suspend the belief that an author exists because I understand how they put like their whole life basically into a book, and they obviously sometimes will read reviews that will affect them, which I say don't watch reviews, don't read them. You're not gonna get anything good. Some people probably bash me on the internet some places, and it's fine as long as they don't purposely like tag me in it. Bash me. It's cool. I still like you. Don't feel mean. You're allowed to give the rating you want. This is definitely either a love it or hate it book, which I agree. But I can't really find anything redeeming about it, unfortunately. I understand. It's like, I can't really describe more to plot without kind of ruining it, but let's just say there is some type of like kind of love triangle, I guess, like the girl going for the husband of someone else, which again, those are all things I freaking hate reading about. It sounds kind of mystery, domestic thriller mystery type of thing, like a mom drinking and then everything being centered about getting someone else that is already married. Like, if you want me to hate your book, this is it. But I feel like the mystery, the sci-fi bits kind of made it more fun, even though they're kind of weird. And again, it's a book I should have hated, but the twist at the end is so good to me that I'm like, was worth it. So, okay, that was a 2-star review. Let's find another one. I don't know what to say about this. It wasn't necessarily underwhelming, but like I'm giving it 2 stars, so it kind of had to be underwhelming. We're both confused here. Wear your hat and maybe we'll understand each other better. I thought that the suspense level was there. Agreed. The twists were there, but at the same time the twists were kind of like, huh? Yeah, I agree. I wasn't expecting this to go to the places that it did. Neither did I. That's kind of why I enjoyed it. The ending left me completely disappointed and weirded out. I have no idea. It's one of those reviews where I'm like, yeah, I don't disagree. It was weird as hell. I'm surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did. So like, I can't blame anyone else. Let's find another one that's from people following me. I feel like it's making this even more fun. This was a weird book for me. I liked the writing a lot. Sarah can write, and the idea of the plot sounds really good, especially when everyone is talking about what an ending. I read it and kept reading it because I had to know what happened. See, to me, this is a good thing about a book. I love when I'm stressed reading a thriller mystery. I don't like being stressed in life. I overthink everything. But I feel like in a book, it means that it's like so suspenseful. You need to figure out what's going to happen, which I think is good. I'm mostly confused by what happened, and I don't like to be confused by any book. Oh, we would not agree with that. I love being confused in a good way, obviously, but wow, I've had a little to drink. I was like, oh, that's gonna get interesting. Did not read that correctly. Let's start again. I've had little thing, and I've come to the conclusion I did not like this book after all. It's very readable as I flew through it and enjoyed the read during the process, but afterward it left a bad taste in my mouth. And the more I pondered what I just read, the more I was just irritated and felt cheated. Really? I can understand that the twist won't be for everyone's tastes, but I feel like some people saw it as like an easy twist cop-out / making sure to shock everyone because you can't see it coming because you literally cannot see it coming. Sometimes it's good. Like, it's not like a bad feeling cheated for me. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that in an era where Donald Trump becomes president and Britain exists the European Union, that this book is lauded as... Lauded? I don't know how you pronounce that. As one of the top psychological thrillers of the year. She went there. I shall avoid stating my opinion because people are getting so freaking offended that I have opinions. Like during my live, when I posted my live video, I lost so many subscribers because I said I wasn't certain things and that I was pro certain things. And I understand wanting to keep this channel free of these things, but I'm like shocked by some people's attitude over it all. Anyway, but I have to say, I didn't see that coming. I just want people to be treated nicely and loved. Yeah. Yeah. Let's leave it at that. Okay. I could have overlooked the pedestrian prose, You're making me practice my English, girl. I could have overlooked the pedestrian prose, the utterly unlikable and unconvincing characters, and the plotting plot. Done much better by other authors and billion times before because I was looking forward to twist of the year. I actually agree with some of the things though. I do understand, I don't remember much of the writing to be honest, but I did have issues with the characters and everything, but I was kind of looking past it and even some of the weird shit happening just because I wanted to see what the twist was, and maybe I liked it better because everyone hated it. Who knows? To give an indication of just quite how bad it was is an insult to every reader's intelligence. I'll give you a few examples of how it could have worked in other books. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Okay. Pride and Prejudice. Mr. Darcy is actually really out and standoffish because he's a robot. Okay, I'll come back. To Kill a Mockingbird. Atticus Finch is a great lawyer because he's time traveled from the future. Jane Eyre. Mr. Rochester is moody and troubled because he's a shape-shifting werewolf. I'm sure you get my point. This book is ridiculous and suppose I should have known better given that I'm currently living in a surreal dream world. Girl, I feel you. You know what? I actually agree with the review because I mentioned the twists are so out there you can't see them coming, and you definitely need to suspend all your disbelief if you want to enjoy it. It will not be for everyone. It's weird. It's literally something I didn't think I would enjoy, but I did. So I agree. Who would have thought I would have agreed with horrible ratings like this? It was fun. That was a really good review. I approve you. I will have to go and follow you. Okay, 1-star review. This may have been the stupidest book I've ever read. Oh, do I have books for you? It's really not even worth my time and effort to write a long review. Just be warned, that amazing twist ending you keep hearing about, don't believe the hype. Avoid this one like the plague. Your IQ will thank you later. I mean, at the end of the day, who are you going to trust and believe? Someone on the internet writing on Goodreads a review like this, or someone on the internet posting a video reviewing it while wearing an aluminum hat? 1 star because I enjoyed throwing the book and shouting bollocks after finishing it. You can't actually give lower than 1 star. I feel the need to repeat this, but you can't. It's just how it is. So, everyone hates this book and find it messed up in a bad way. And you know what? I kind of feel you. So those were my reactions on 1 or 2 star reviews on books that I've enjoyed. They're all sci-fi related. I hope you enjoy this. And now I shall remove this because it is surprisingly hot. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this. Let me know if you would like to see more because I still have a bunch of books here that are like fantasy or things that were not sci-fi that I would love to defend. I will defend their honor in front of you if you wish so. If you so wish. Oh my god, English is hard today. So yeah, it's ending now. I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up. Subscribe because you definitely don't want to miss out on me next video defending my horrible review on books that are loved by other people. And yeah, I will be putting on the screen other videos that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in my next one. I'm gonna go and try and sleep this off.